Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm Suzana Mihailovic, as you might already know, and I am super, super, super excited to be with you all today. So, wherever you are, open yourself up to this incredible interview. Bring your family, bring your friends, because you really want to meet this incredible, incredible woman. She is an entrepreneur. She is a healer. She is a mother, a wife, a friend, and an incredible member of the Your Two Minds community. I've known Michelle Poole for, I think, about 4 years now, and what she has done with this information that I teach, that we coach people through, has been absolutely extraordinary. What you'll notice about Michelle is that she is one incredible woman, but also her energy, her heart, and her there's this beautiful serenity about her. So get ready to meet the one and only Michelle Poole. So Michelle has been working as an energy sound therapist and energy balancer since 2018. She has grown her business consistently over the past several years, and she now has clients from all over the world. Her purpose is to assist people in energetically balancing their bodies so their bodies can heal themselves, so that they can educate, so that they can be educated. So she educates her clients on the impact of our own energy and the energy around us on ourselves and others. You all know the importance of energy, especially if you've been tapping into, my lives and my work, the Your Two Minds community. So I cannot wait to hear from the incredible Michelle. This is a treat. Bring your family, friends, everybody along to see this incredible woman. And here she is. Please welcome the one and only Michelle Poole, all the way from Massachusetts, Wisconsin, USA. I still can't say that word. Michelle Poole, welcome.
Hi, Suzana. Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. So for our viewers, if you are watching from Facebook, please let me know, let us know where you're from. We can't see how many viewers because we're going live on a few different channels. We have the incredible Sharon Chamello saying, hello, Suzana and Michelle Poole. I'll be listening. Excited to hear more. Welcome, Sharon. Welcome, everybody. So, Michelle, it is so great to have you here with us. Tell us a little bit more about your work. I am fascinated with energy healing, and I think it was Nikola Tesla that said the future of medicine will be through energy. So please tell us more. Tell us more. You have an incredible gift in your work, so please let us know.
Well, I came across it quite by accident. I had been going through a difficult time myself around 2014, and I was
Mm-hmm.
actually a client of energy sound therapy for probably about 4 years, and it helped me so much and I learned so much, impacted every area of my life, so much that I decided to become a practitioner in 2018. Um, and since then, the last 5 years have been unbelievable as far as the things I've worked through and healed on myself, but also the incredible people I have met along the way that I had the opportunity to assist as well. And you being one of those, Susanna, I think you came into my life at just the right time. I had just started my business, and you talk about energy in your Two Minds community all the time. And I work with energy, and it was a hand to with a glove when I started working with you. So it really catapulted my business and even how I communicated with people. It was just, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful synchronicity when I
It
started
really
working
is.
with you.
Yeah, and I love how our work combines so well together. I apply it to understanding who you truly are, and to your business, and tapping into your own power. And you do that too in terms of healing those deep subconscious patterns that we may have adopted from family, from experience, that we may not even be aware of, to heal our own body, but not only our own body, to heal some of our blocks too. So tell us more about what it actually is. What is energy healing, and how does it work?
There's many different forms of energy healing. I do a couple different modalities of it. One being sound therapy, energy sound therapy, and energy work is just very impactful because everything is energy. So
Yes.
when I meet with a client, I ask them what do you have going on, what brings you here, what's on your mind. They can tell me as little or as much as they want, because
Yeah.
their body will tell me what's going on. It's nice if we can have a little bit of a conversation, but it's not talk therapy. Um, I
Mm.
don't I don't need the details. I don't need the details, so you don't have to tell me everything, because through muscle testing, we
Mm-hmm.
can determine by communicating with the body through muscle testing what actual energies are in play or emotions are in play, because our
Mm-hmm.
emotions are actually energy. Okay. Our
Yeah.
thoughts are energy, our emotions are energy. And through the muscle testing, we can identify, with certain situations, certain discomforts that you have, we can determine and identify we can identify the emotions that are actually in play and remove those. We can remove those using sound, with the modality is sound therapy, or with
Mm-hmm.
emotion code, body code, or belief code. We can also release those emotions.
Wow, love it. And I love what you said. And this is where, our work aligns too. So, so the emotion is a vibration, emotion is a frequency. And which really aligns, and the emotion is the language of your subconscious. So our subconscious, as most people would know, has zillions of things stored in it. And
Mhm.
some of which we are not even aware of. We are not conscious. Our subconscious is processing like 20 to 40 million bits of information in any second. And some of the stuff that's stored on that deep emotional subconscious level, we may not even know that we have, or that it's there, yet we experience it in our bodies, in the physical body. And it
Mhm.
reminds me of something that Bob Proctor would always say. Your subconscious is not in your head. It's not, your mind is in every single cell of your body. So when people do experience pain, or illness, that's, in many cases, it is subconscious, it is
Mhm.
energetic. So yeah, tell us more about that, Michelle.
It is very interesting because we can hold the energy of an emotion anywhere in our body. So
Mm.
I have had people come in for sound therapy sessions, and they walk out and they're really like, why don't my legs hurt anymore? My legs have been bothering me for a long, long time, and my legs don't hurt right now. Different aches and pains, we can actually lodge that energy in our body somewhere. And with sound therapy, when I go through, you actually have speakers on your body um, during the process of releasing the frequencies, and those
Wow.
speakers actually go where you're holding those emotions. So, and
Wow.
it's very powerful. It is very powerful. But yeah, I mean, I wish they would teach this to little kids in school, because their
Mm,
thoughts are so powerful. Most people don't
mm,
even think about what they think about. A lot of our thoughts, like 89 or 85 to 90%, maybe higher. It's a very high percentage of thoughts that we think every day are the same. And we're kind of on autopilot. And when you really become aware how powerful your thoughts are, because those thoughts are energy, you really don't want to be thinking negative thoughts, because that does affect everything around you. It affects how you see your world. It affects everything. And I'll have clients come in and they'll be like, Michelle, I'm really not sure what's going on, but I am so angry. I am just so, so angry.
mm,
And I'll be muscle testing the energy cards. And it's not uncommon for, someone that comes in that says they're very angry, that it's actually not anger.
mhm,
It's presenting as
mhm.
anger, but it's actually anxiety or frustration. So
Wow.
we give our emotions names, labels, but the body actually sees them as frequencies. So in the energy sound therapy sessions, I actually use frequency cards, and each emotion has its own unique frequency. So when I'm muscle testing each emotion, the body's actually, okay, is this frequency present in the body? So it really helps us to determine, no, it's not anger, it's anxiety. Or just as an example, it could be something completely different than what you're thinking you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
root, and that's the root emotion. So you remove that root emotion, and it's like a ripple effect. It just goes out everywhere. It's
Yeah.
just like a domino effect, and releasing other
Wow.
emotions. Hmm.
Incredible. And how many sessions do people need before there's a full release?
Oh, that is a popular question. I get that a lot with clients. They want to know that. They want to know that. What I tell them is everybody is different. Everybody stores their emotions differently, and everybody processes their emotions differently. So that really is an individual assessment. I can muscle test sometimes and get an idea, but
Mm,
really the best person to tell me that is the person. And how they
mm,
do that is, how are you feeling? After a session, give it a few days, see how you're feeling. How are you feeling? Sometimes people, one session, and they're like, I am good to go. I know how to contact you, and I'll be back if I need you. I'll contact you if I need you. Other people are like, it feels better, but it's not completely gone yet. And that's not uncommon. And that is totally fine, because what's happening there is, it depends on how big the issue is, how the body stored it, because the body will only release so much at a time. And if it doesn't want to release it all, there's a reason. And
mhm,
usually
mhm,
it's that if it released it all, you would have a more of an unpleasant experience. It wouldn't feel as good. You would have some
mhm,
discomfort. So the body will only
mhm,
release as much as it can safely or
mhm.
comfortably. So it's really the body that's dictating how many sessions you need.
Wow.
So, and everybody
So
is
good.
different. It's all individual. Yeah, it's.
I love that. Yeah, because it brings us back to the intelligence of our incredible bodies.
Mhm.
It brings us back to, being the individual approach to healing rather than a generic approach. This is it for everybody, and that's it. But you're actually talking to the intelligence of the body, which is just beautiful. What you were saying, Michelle, earlier about frequencies and emotion, rather than labeling an emotion with a name, it has emotions have frequencies, so you are tapping into the frequency rather than the label. It really reminds me of Hawkins' scale of consciousness. I'm not sure if you've heard of that scale, but I refer to it in some of my programs in understanding what's happening to the subconscious and understanding the whole world of manifestation. You know, there are so many manifestation masters out there and talking about the law of attraction, but they really don't fully understand, you know, the law of attraction and manifestation. And so they go off and say, well, just think about the thing that you want and it will happen. Well, yes and no. That's not the whole part of the story. And what you just said about rather than labeling an emotion, you know, you measured the vibration, just really resonated with me, and the scale of consciousness where, you know, around 700 is the highest vibration, and you know, when you measure it, and guilt is the lowest vibration, and that's 20, and then the highest vibration of is it joy? You can even go beyond joy, I think, but that's one of the highest vibrations that we can experience in the physical body. Obviously, there are infinite vibrations available. And, you know, manifesting, you can't manifest when there's a low density. You know, it's so much harder to manifest when the vibration is lower. So therefore, if you are in a state of shame, if your subconscious is vibrating at what we label as shame, you know, at the lower level of 20, well, then of course it's a lot harder to have the things that you want, you know, in your life, because that's where your subconscious is programmed to, or your body, in your case, your body is programmed to. But once you release that lower vibration, you're able to align with a higher vibration. So I would imagine that, you know, you're not just healing the body, the person may feel changes in different areas of their life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing I make sure I do with my clients is I take the time to educate them on energy. You know, what you're thinking, and it depends on where the person is, what we talk about. If
Yes.
someone is very familiar with energy, which is happening more and more, very nice. That's very nice, because some people have
Yeah.
no, you know, back in when I started, nobody had any idea. Now it's
Mm.
to become more common knowledge that, hey, you know what, if you want to raise your energy, if you wake up in the morning and you're kind of like down in the dumps, or not feeling, you know, up, not happy, whatever you put a label you put on it, you know, there's things you can do to lift that. If you have
Mm.
that and to lift it, you can do a gratitude practice. I absolutely love doing a gratitude practice. It's so true that the thoughts we think really run our day. It really, I mean, for whatever reason, most people are programmed to look at the negative. We just are. And really, if you step back and look at your life and what you have to be grateful for, my goodness. I mean, your life could be the fantasy of somebody else, you know, somebody's dream, you know. So really, taking the time to do a gratitude practice every morning or every night before you go to bed, or both, that raises
Mm.
your vibration, because you're feeling that grateful feeling. That is
Mm.
huge. And
Mhm.
I think people kind of feel like, or just assume they're at the whims of the world around them, and they're really not. You can change the world around you
Yes.
internally, totally
Absolutely. Yes.
internally. I mean, our thoughts, our
Absolutely.
energy can be so powerful that we can change
Yes.
somebody else's day standing next to them.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
we are not at
Yeah.
the mercy of, we're really not at the mercy of the outside world. It starts
No.
inside. Hmm.
It starts inside. And also, when you change the inside, the outside must change too. It must. We are so powerful that science doesn't know how powerful we are. It can't yet measure our power. Um, and I want everybody that's watching and listening to this to know that this is not woo-woo. This is actual science. I mean, you know, we've had, you know, Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest scientists alive, say that frequency vibration is everything is vibrating. There's consciousness in everything. Einstein talking about this. And if you knew Michelle, she's not a person that won't research things. Her integrity is absolutely so strong. There is so much research out there in quantum physics, in the energetic fields, and how it all works. So, absolutely 100% with what you're saying, Michelle.
Yeah.
Now, I have experienced your healing, and one of the things, and so I've shared with you all that I've known Michelle for probably about 4 years now. I can't believe it.
So
It's 5 years, maybe 5 years actually.
4 or 5, yeah. I think the end
Yeah.
of 2018. I think of 2018, but we started working together in 2019, I think.
Okay, so 5 years. So I've known Michelle for 5 years. And one of the things that I love about Michelle is she makes a decision, she puts a goal in place. And then a few months later, just 3 months into the goal, she's like, oh my God, Suzana, I've exceeded my goal. She really just implements the work, and her business has gone international. And, in such a short time, she's got clients from all over the world. And I have been and am a client of Michelle's and absolutely love her work. And it's interesting because, Michelle knows what I'm going through without me even realizing. I recently received a message. I've had some, hormonal fluctuations, and she was like, are you okay? I'm sensing that, X, Y, and Z is going on with you. And I'm like, how did you know that? And she'll do a healing, and my hormones seem to, balance out. The symptoms of those hormones just seem to balance out. Now, Michelle's in the States and I'm in Australia. So she's in the Northern Hemisphere and I'm in the Southern Hemisphere. And it's just incredible how this works. And there is a question from Sharon, which is the exact question that I wanted to ask you. So how do you do it remotely? How does it work remotely? She said, fascinating. What wonderful work.
Energy is amazing, and so is intention. So we're all connected by our energy. By energy, we're all connected on the same circuit. We're all connected on the same energy. So when I work with Suzana or anybody else that's remote, this isn't necessary, but I like to have their picture. And I like to have had a conversation or two with them, a verbal conversation or two with them, because I can really connect with somebody when I'm talking to them and see them on the screen. I don't have to see them, but I like to hear their voice and kind of connect with them and talk to them a little bit. So when I'm doing a remote session, and I have their picture, I just have the picture sitting next to me, and I kind of reflect on that person, because I kind of you kind of get a feel for somebody when you talk to them. I mean, if you're paying attention, you kind of get their vibe, you kind of get their feel, their how they feel. And I look at the picture and I just reflect on our conversation, and I bring up that vibe that I got, and my intention is to connect energetically with Suzana, whoever else I'm working on remotely, and I just start muscle testing for her. And through intention, her subconscious will tell me what's going on. And it's not woo-woo, it's how energy works. And your intention, you got a pure intention to help an individual energetically. That is essentially what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all
And
connected on the same circuit.
Yeah, and so physics also shows us that time and space do not exist. They're man-made constructions. Now, don't ask me how that works. My brain still does not comprehend, how time and space does not exist. But energetically, we are all, even though our physical body that's vibrating on the physical seems that shows that we are separate. When you understand that time and space does not exist, and all there is are energetic fields and unique energetic fields that represent each of us, but we're all, as Michelle said, we're all in the one energetic field. That's how it works. That's how it connects. So absolutely fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I think your work needs to spread all over the world, Michelle. What you do is just, I think it's our natural state. It's something that, because we've been focused so much on the physical, in the world that we've been living in to date, um, you know, it hasn't been lost, but we're now reawakening to the truth of who we are, and science is showing us that energy is all that is. So you're leading the way in a new way of healing. Well, it's not a new way of healing; it's an ancient way of healing. But you're leading the way, and sharing such important knowledge, with the world about themselves and how they can tap in to their own power. What would your message be to the world, Michelle? What would you love to share, if anything?
You can't separate body, mind, and spirit. It's all
Mm,
one. And I
mm,
think we need to
love
get
it.
back to treating the whole person. I mean, I'm sure people have heard this many times. I think in recent years, I've heard that being said, and it's so true because you can't separate it. I believe they say that most roots of any disease has an emotional root, and I do believe that. And I don't think personally, I don't consider myself a healer. The only person I can heal is myself.
Yes,
what
I
i'm
love that.
what I'm doing is I'm assisting other people's bodies come back into balance, because when we
Mm,
release the negative energy, the negative frequencies from our bodies, are the energetic vibration of our body, because our body has an energetic vibration. When we're able to release, or when we do release those negative frequencies from our body,
mhm,
our vibrational our vibration raises. And when our vibration
mm,
raises, our body is coming more into balance. And when our body
mm,
is in balance, it can keep us healthy. Our immune systems are stronger. We can we heal our bodies heal themselves if given the right tools. So
yes,
what I'm doing is I'm releasing negative frequencies from the body, so the body can come back into balance. I'm not healing anybody. I'm just assisting the body.
I love
That's
that.
And I think
I,
it is really quite simple. When it's amazing how simple the concept really is when you are aware of it and experience it for yourself. You're like, wow, this is really simple. Why does this seem so complicated in the beginning? But I think if you're not familiar with it and you start experiencing it and you're open to it, and you start
mhm,
experiencing it, you're like, oh my gosh, that is so true. I mean, the people I have around me now I would have to say they've changed a little bit. My lifestyle has changed.
mhm,
Everything is energy. Everything has a vibration, from what you drink, to what you eat, to what you
mhm,
listen to on the TV, what kind of music you listen to. I mean, it's like
mhm,
the people you have around you. I mean, it's what
mhm,
you read. It's everything
mhm,
affects and when you're aware that it does, you get a little bit more selective and what you
mm.
let into your space. And
Yes.
you really kind of, for me, I got very interested, and I'm like, okay, where can I take this? Because I had some amazing results right in the beginning. And I'm like, okay, I remember my first sound therapy session. The Bonnie came in and she was explaining it to me, and I was under so much stress. I just was like, yeah, I just do what you do. Okay, I got it. Just do what you do. And after that first session, I walked out of there. I was like, oh my God, I feel like 50 pounds lighter at least. I mean, I just, and the issue resolved itself. I mean, it didn't resolve itself, but I handled it differently. And
Yes.
thought to myself, well, if this kind of work can do that in this situation, what else? Because I got more stuff going on here that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
I just dove into, what is this energy thing? What is this energy stuff? And I just dove right into it. And it is truly fascinating and amazing. It really is.
Yes.
Hmm.
Absolutely. It really is, isn't it? We are fascinating and amazing, aren't we? And you know what I love? I love, love, love that you are handing people and their bodies their power back. You know, you are giving the body its power, acknowledging that the body has the power to heal itself. You are giving people and their bodies their power back. And what I love in this message, what really resonates, is our bodies are intelligent. You're giving the intelligence of our bodies back to where it belongs, rather than, looking for the external to, put a Band-Aid on it, rather than, and you're also going deep down into the cause of the issue rather than a Band-Aid on top of the symptoms. So absolutely love your work. Absolutely love your work.
I'm not
And
gonna. It's not like popping a pill. I will say that. It's not like
no,
popping a pill where you're gonna
mm,
see Michelle for 1 or 2 sessions and your whole life is gonna 180. You know what I
mm,
mean? It's it's not like popping a pill. And I think sometimes people want the quick fix. They want the
yeah,
quick fix and they want to keep doing what they're doing, but they want everything else to change, but they're not willing to change what they're doing.
exactly,
So
exactly.
you have to be
Yes,
aware of there may be things that you maybe should change if you want a different result or
yes,
make things better.
yes,
So yeah.
yeah. I love that. Again, responsibility on ourselves. And that's also, I mean, our work, both of our work resonates. It's so aligned. People that do the Your Two Minds programs get incredible results.
Hmm.
Incredible. But that's if they really do it. That's if they take responsibility for their own lives. And, I say to every single person, the power's not in me, it's in you. I'm guiding the way, but you must be the change. You're the one that has to do the work, has to get
Hmm.
up and move through your paradigms. And as you would know, Michelle, our paradigms, our subconscious programming, exactly what you said, doesn't really want us to change. So change takes effort, and
And it
change
can
can be,
be scary. It can be
yeah,
scary.
it can be
I
very
remember,
scary.
I mean, I've worked with Suzana so many times, and I don't know how many terror barriers, but I can remember going to her, I'm like, Suzana, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to do this. And Suzanna's just wonderful, just listening and encouraging. And by the time I'd get off the call with her, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe I just need to take that next small step and just take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. And you're a wonderful coach. You seem to know what your clients need. You just do. And
Thank you.
I remember having a goal, like one of my first goals I had working with you, and there were several things within that goal that I wanted to achieve. And year and a half, 2 years went by, and I had moved on to another goal. I didn't move on because I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, but then I
Mm.
moved on to another goal. And I remember, I think it was over the past year, I ran across that original goal, and everything in that goal had happened. Everything had happened. It was amazing. I remember contacting you going, holy sh-
Yeah,
everything happened in that original goal. I didn't even realize it.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
fascinating work, and you do a wonderful job at it.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what you just described is the quantum leap, right? So we don't know that we're having a quantum leap until we look back. And people, often say, how do I have my quantum leap? And I'm like, well, you're probably having one right now, right? We don't necessarily know until we look back. And you've just had quantum leap after quantum leap after quantum leap. And as you were sharing that, I was thinking back about at our very first meeting, and who you are now and all the beautiful things that have opened up, and what's about to open up too for you in the next year. And you've also, so everybody that's watching, Michelle just keeps coming back to the Your Two Minds programs, which I absolutely love. I love working with this incredible woman. And recently she was one of the first people to sign up for the Success Magnet program, which sold out within 48 hours. And that's the program. It's a 3-month program that I'm running in collaboration with the one and only Brian Proctor, who is Bob Proctor's son, for those of you who haven't heard of Brian Proctor. And Michelle and Anita were our first 2 people in the hot seat with Brian Proctor. How was that experience for you, Michelle? I loved being a part of that, but how was it for you?
Well, it was amazing. It was fun. I won't lie. Going into it, the term hot seat's a little intimidating. It was a little intimidating, but
Mm,
Brian's absolutely wonderful. He's absolutely wonderful.
mm,
He really gives very good direction. He really is an amazing person. He gave me some ideas that I never would have thought of. I never would have thought of for my
Mm,
business. So I am
mm.
implementing those. And I'd love to do another one.
Yeah,
I'd love to do
yeah.
another one with him. But yeah, it was a really great experience. It really was. It was very, very beneficial. Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was great to watch. And you're absolutely right. Brian is a wonderful person. You gave a few clues there for people as to why you've been so successful. So first of all, as I mentioned, Michelle was one of our first people to be in the hot seat. She said it was actually quite intimidating to start off with, but she jumped in and gave it her all anyway, and it ended up being fun. So, we experience fear and intimidation, but when we're ready to jump in and give it our all and be present in the moment, it does usually turn out like fun. And then you said, I'm implementing everything he gave me. So Michelle implements the work. So nothing's going to change unless you change yourself and you do the work yourself, whether it's me or God or Brian or whoever coaching you. Nothing will change unless you take responsibility. And how are you finding the Success Magnet program?
Oh, you know, um, it really kind of takes you to it doesn't kind of, it does. It takes you to the next level. It hyper focuses you on your goal. It laser focuses you on your goal.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
you're the success magnet, you have an accountability partner. You make you're organized. Is I'm usually organized anyway, but you're more focused on, okay, these are my goals this week. This is what I'm going to get done. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're meeting with somebody on once a week, and
Mm.
you're accountable to each other. And
Yeah.
but the success magnet meeting itself once a week really like raises everybody's vibration. I mean, that group is
Mm.
amazing. Like-minded
Mm.
individuals. You know what happens when like-minded individuals get together? Things move,
Yeah.
things shift.
No,
So
incredible.
it's powerful. Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a few spots left for Success Magnet, the second round. I would encourage you all to join. Michelle, what would you say to people, that are on the line, not sure whether they should join or not?
I would just do it, because if you don't do it, you always wonder. I
I
think
would just,
I think the saying is, the only things you really regret are the things you didn't do, because you wonder where you've
yes,
been if you didn't do them.
yeah.
And that's my kind of my motto. The older I get, that's my motto. Well, I might regret it if I don't do this. I might want to think about just doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah, if you're on
sure.
the fence, I would just do it, because I don't think there's not a bad experience that you can have. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. Hmm.
Mm,
Sure.
absolutely. Absolutely. Michelle, Poole, thank you so much for your time. I would love everybody watching to experience your work and what I have experienced and what many of the Your Two Minds clients have experienced through your work. Where can people find you?
I have a website. It's
Mhm.
www.reclaimbalanceenergysoundtherapy.com. You can reach.
Reclaim Balance Energy Sound Therapy.com. So
Mhm.
reclaim balance energy sound therapy.com. If once we get off this call, if you can just put it in the comments for everybody, that would be fantastic.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Any last words before we tie up?
Oh, we live in such a fascinating world, and there's a lot of really good information. I know I'm an energy girl. I'm a little energy guru over here, and Suzana fits right into that. And if you really want to learn more about this, you can't go wrong learning about energy, because it's all around us. It's who we are. Our bodies are energy, and Suzana knows how to get you moving in the direction you want to move in. So, absolutely, give
Thank
it a
you.
whirl.
Thank you so much. And likewise, anybody, Michelle will put her link in the comments. Absolutely. what a genius in her work too and in her healing. She's an incredible woman. Thank you so much. And just a comment by Kat. Hi, Kat. I met with Kat just before this. So much wonderful information. I'm definitely going to do it and I can't wait. Thank you, Kat. It is so good to have you here. So good to have Peter here and so good to have all of you here. Have the most wonderful week ahead. We are heading up to Christmas. If you can you believe it? It's just flown. Have the most wonderful Christmas, everybody, and you'll be seeing us around. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.